Some people think you need to be a prompt engineer to create high-quality AI videos. However, there are thousands of complete beginners who turn simple ideas into cinematic scenes, and their number is growing exponentially as we speak. But that's only possible because of Higgsfield Cinema Studio. With this, you finally have access to a simple yet extremely powerful workflow that allows you to become a real film director. If you've tried to make AI videos before and the results were completely disappointing, in this video, I'm going to walk you through this platform and show you how I create one cinematic video from scratch. Now, before we actually get into the workflow, there's one thing you need to understand if you want to become better at creating film quality scenes over time. You see, people think their AI videos look bad because of the tools they use, but that is far from the truth. The real reason why their results are so disappointing is because of one simple principle: garbage in, garbage out. And that's exactly what most people do. They open AI, type a complex prompt with the character, scene, and the mood they want, and then hit generate. It feels like it should work, but when the results come back, they are really bad. The characters look different than expected, and many details are missing. But that's not because of the AI model. It's because the initial input itself was bad. You see, these video generators start to lose the quality when you try to create too many things at once. That's why all the professionals stopped using the text-to-video method a long time ago. Now they're taking advantage of image-to-video. However, the previous principle applies here too. If your reference image is bad, the end result is also going to be bad. But AI models have gotten so good nowadays that you can actually create a top quality image in less than 2 minutes. And to do that, I'm going to use Higgsfield. They have Cinema Studio, which is honestly the best AI workflow for both beginners and advanced filmmakers. The interface is really simple, and you have so many pre-made options that you barely need to write prompts. It was only trained on cinematic movies, so no matter what prompt you'll give it, the result will be really impressive. So that's why I'm going to use Higgsfield to generate our reference image. If you want to follow along with the tutorial, I'll leave a link in the description where you can sign up. By the time you're watching this, Higgsfield will have already dropped Cinema Studio 3.5. It's their newest filmmaking model with better scene understanding, optical physics, and overall cinematic quality. Everything here still applies. 3.5 just gives you even better results. Alright, so the first element for our reference image is going to be the character. Once you're inside Higgsfield, go to the Cinema Studio 3.0. And this is where it already starts to feel different from all the other tools you've seen so far. Instead of staring at a blank prompt field, you get a full setup that makes you a film director. Here, you can choose from the image and video sections and go deep into each one. Now, I know it may actually seem a bit overwhelming at first, but everything will make sense in a second. Alright, so for my example, I'll want to create 2 different characters, but I'm not going to write a big prompt and hope it generates all the details I want. Instead, I'm going to select the character mode from the image section inside Cinema Studio. Here I can choose the cast I want, just like a real director would do. The only difference is that I can fully customize it however I want. Higgsfield gives me a ton of options like genre, archetype, and even outfit. So let's start with the first one, genre. This lets you set the exact style you want for your video, and you can choose from film genres like action, comedy, drama, and even horror. I'll go with action. Next is budget, and I think this is one of the most interesting options on the list because it lets you actually set a production budget to influence the overall quality. It's the difference between how polished or raw your video feels. You can go from 10 to $500 million. So for my character, I'll go for 100 million, but I recommend you test multiple options and see which one fits yours the best. Now let's move to the era, where you choose the time period. For example, if you want to create a movie from the 1940s, you can set it here, and the entire video will keep that mood. But that's not the case for me. I want to create a female in the 2020s, so I'll select this option and also go to the archetype section and choose the rebel. With this character setting inside Higgsfield, you can define the role for it, and there are many popular archetypes you can pick from to influence the character's personality and energy. You have options like the innocent, the hero, or even the caregiver. Once these behavior aspects are in place, we can move on to the physical aspect. The first option is the identity, where you can choose the gender, the race, and the age. So I'll set this for my character and switch to physical appearance, which is one of the most detailed sections. I can pick the build that I want, the height, and also the eye color. For these, I'll go with an athletic build, average height, and pick blue for the eye color. Once these are selected, I'll do the same for all the hair options and craft a very specific look. I'll pick long wavy hair for the style and texture, and black for the hair color. However, there are a few more things missing from my character, so let's go into details. Here, you can add a facial scar, freckles, or a tattoo. But what I'll do is add a custom scar on her forehead using the prompt box. Now let's create a leather jacket for her outfit and click generate. Here's the character we get back. I must honestly say that it looks extremely realistic. The skin texture is right, all the details are in place, and there's really nothing I can point out. And this is also very cheap to make because it only costs 1/8 of a credit, while something like Nano Banana Pro costs 4 credits per generation. So this means you can test way more options without burning through your credits. Now with this method, you don't need to worry about character inconsistencies anymore. So I'll use the same exact process to create the second character, which is going to be a policeman, but this is just the first element that goes into the reference image. You also need to build the environment around them. So if you want a specific location, certain objects, or even vehicles in your final video, now is the moment to create them. So now I'll select the location option. Here, you just need to write a short prompt describing the place you want, and the AI handles the rest. Look at that. That's exactly what cinematic looks like. It created the perfect camera angle and the exact lighting you'd expect at night. It also added a lot of depth to the scene, which makes it feel like a real place instead of a flat AI background. And that matters because once the location already looks this strong on its own, the final video has a much better foundation to build on. If you don't like the first location you get, just generate a few more options and pick the one with the best mood and composition. Now we just created the location for our scene, so let's go ahead and take a similar approach to create the rest of the elements. For my video, I'll need two vehicles, one for my female racer and one for the policeman that's trying to catch her. These two cars are going to appear in almost all the scenes in the video, so that's why it's crucial to create them before the video. If we don't, the AI is going to mess up the results. So for the vehicles, I'll use the general mode from the image section. I'll paste in this prompt for the hero car and this one for the police car, and just look at how good these already came out. The hero car has that aggressive cinematic shape you'd expect from a real chase movie, and the lighting makes it feel premium. Even the police car looks clean and believable, which is important because both of them need to stay recognizable once the action starts getting chaotic. And with this, we have already done 80% of the work. Everything that's left to do is to create the video from it. However, we can't do that in one go because the generator can't make scenes longer than 15 seconds. But I'm going to show you exactly how you can fix that in just a second. Now, let's actually go ahead and create the first scene. For this, go to the video section inside Cinema Studio, and the first thing you'll see is a space to add references. This is where all the work we did in the last sections pays off. Now, instead of writing complex prompts and trying to describe what the scene should look like, you just copy and paste the reference image and elements. So I'll add my characters, the location, and the cars. So pretty much all my 5 assets. Now for the video prompt, I don't need to write a whole scene breakdown. I'll paste in my prompt, which also includes the dialogue and sound effects I want. Now let's go to the settings. Here, you can choose the exact genre you want for your video. This tells the model the overall energy and pacing of the video. You can pick from multiple options like action, drama, and comedy. For my car chase scene, I'll go with action. Next is camera movement, and here Cinema Studio gives you a full range of pre-built options from slow pushes and dollies to even a 360 roll. For this shot, I will simply leave it on auto. And the last setting before generating is the speed ramp, which controls how the movement feels emotionally. You can leave it on auto, but if you want full control, you can put it on slow for more tension or make it faster for urgency and action. After that, you can pick the resolution, ratio, and the exact duration for your scene. Once I choose these, I'll hit generate, and here's the result we get back.
You should have chosen a different target tonight.
Target is gaining speed.
The characters stayed consistent throughout the entire scene, and all the details I asked for were included. Also, I can really feel the chase energy inside. That's actually what I was looking for, and Cinema Studio really nailed it. But what surprised me is the audio, which is way better than I expected. The entire scene looks like it was shot in a Hollywood studio, but this is just the first clip. I still need 4 more to create my desired video. And as I told you before, the video generator can't do that in one go, but there's a special way inside Cinema Studio to fix that immediately. I'm talking about the multi-reference feature. With this, you can upload images, audio files, and even videos for the AI to use. So this means you can chain all your clips together in the same workflow, but it'll make way more sense once I show it. So let's create a new generation inside the video section. The process is going to be almost identical to what we just did. The one thing that changes is you're also going to add the previous clip as a video reference. So along with my 5 assets, I'll paste in the first scene I generated. In this way, the AI model looks at what was previously created and builds on top of it using the same mood, characters, and lighting. This is what allows you to build scene by scene, like a director moving through a shooting day. For the prompt, I'll add a short brief of what happens next. I'll keep the same settings and hit generate.
She's not slowing down.
You guys are already behind.
As you can see, the new scene looks like a really smooth transition from the first one. So I'll do the exact same thing for clips 3, 4, and 5. Once all 5 are done, I'll take them into CapCut to stitch them all into one single video. Here, I'll simply drag the clips onto the timeline in order and export. Now let's take a look at our final result.
You should have chosen a different target tonight.
Target is gaining speed. She's not slowing down. control! Vehicle crashing!
In my opinion, there's nothing bad about it to point out. Emotions are natural, the characters feel alive, and the overall video is cinematic. And the best part is, it took me only under 15 minutes to make. So if you want to get the same results without writing complex prompts or dealing with inconsistencies, go sign up for Higgsfield using the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.